Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Power Query video series. This is video number 14 where we're going to talk about merging the queries, and specifically we're going to talk about different type of joins while you do the merging queries. This video is going to focus towards left outer join. Okay, so without much ado, let's get into the Power Query editor. Let's start understanding what is merging queries and what is left outer join. So in this video, we're going to load two different type of data sets, and we are going to take data from one table to another table. Now, if you are an Excel user, you would have heard about something called VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index and match, XLOOKUP. All these functions will help you to take data or extract data from one table to another table based on a common columns. Correct. Now, that's the same thing in Power Query. We call that process as merging queries. So you are trying to merge two table into one table based on a common column. So let's load the two data sets and let's identify which is the common column, and then let's try to do this merging or VLOOKUP, whatever we talk about. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect the data sets what I'm talking about. So I'm going to launch the Power Query editor. Let's go to data, get data, and we're going to go for launch Power Query editor. And in the Power Query editor, we're going to go to the home tab, new source, file, Excel workbook, and this is the file we're going to connect to. We're going to click import. Remember that this time we're going to deal with two different tables, and these two tables can come from two different data sets, not necessarily from the same file. It can be two different Excel, or one Excel, one PDF, one Excel and one CSV, or it can be a table from SQL and one master data from Excel. Can be anything, but to simplify the understanding, I've kept both the tables in a simple Excel. So these are the two tables I want to load it, but if I do not activate this option, it won't let me to select multiple. So I'm going to activate these options, and I'm going to activate these two checkboxes, sheet 1 and sheet 2. So I'm going to click OK. So these two are going to get loaded to the Power Query editor. Now, as usual, on the applied step, we're going to get rid of the change type, and we're going to do that for both the queries. Okay, so let's take the first one. This is the area where we're going to do the transformation first. Okay, or we can start from this, which is the production data. So we're going to go for split by delimiter, and we want to delimiter by comma, and we're going to click OK, and the data got splitted, and we are going to get rid of the change type because we still have to promote the first row as header. Okay, now we got it promoted, production ID, the date of production, the model which we produce, the number of units we produced. These are all perfect, and I'm going to rename this as production data. Okay, now let's go to the first data, which is basically contains cost details for each product per unit price. So I'm going to do the same process, split column by delimiter, and I'm going by comma, and when I click OK, now watch this. Last time the splitting happened very comfortably, but this time it is giving us some issue. Why so? Now let me cut that split and come back to our side to zoom and show you that the problem is created by the data set we have in Excel, because it is using the double quotes a lot, and while it is splitting, there is one of the option in the splitting dialog box which is not letting us to do this. Okay, so watch this, what I'm talking about. When I go to split column by delimiter, so the delimiter is the comma, but watch closely the advanced option, the quote character is coming with the double quotes. This is something I have to change it to none, so that the quote, the double quote is not treated as a separator, or it's not considered while it is doing the splitting part. So it's going to ignore that and consider that as a data point, not as a delimiter. So when I click OK this time, now you can see it has done it perfectly without any hassle. So whenever you face that issue, just check whether your data has that double quote. Just change it to none, then it will be taken care for you. Now we are going to get rid of the change type, and we're going to promote the first row as a header, and the data types for the rest of the columns are perfectly fine. So this is my cost data. So we got production data, we got cost data. And this is the first video where we are going to do something very special, which is merging. Okay, so now watch this. Here I have the product, the model, but what I don't have is the per unit cost of these models. I have only the number of units produced, but I don't have the per unit cost of it. So what I'm going to do is I want to get those cost from the cost data. So the common column is the model. You can see here the model is the common column between these two queries. So using this common column, we want to take the data. Okay, so let's go and do this. Where we want to do the VLOOKUP or where we want to do the merging is here in the production. So I'm going to go to that and home tab, and if I come to the combined group, here is the option called merge queries. Now when you click that downward arrow, you got two choices: merge queries or merge queries as new. If you go for merge queries as new, it will create a new query for you where the merging has been completed. Now I don't want to see the merged as a separate query. I want to do the merging in the existing query, which is production data itself. So I'm going to go for the choice merge queries here, and the dialog box will appear. This is where it becomes interesting. We don't have to do any kind of formula writing. It's quite interesting to watch this for the first time. So this is my production data from where I'm calling the merging queries. It's going to be on the top of it, and at the bottom, from which table you want to pull it up. So the cost data query. Now all you got to do after selecting the bottom, the table where you want to extract it from, you need to select the common column between these two tables. So here the common column is model, and in this table also it's a model. The moment I select those two common columns, look at the bottom, it does the matching, which is basically it is trying to find the match for each code, the product or each model, and trying to get its respective value. And you can see here there is something called join type, and there are 6 types in it. The first type is left outer join. So the definition for it is given inside the braces, all from the first matching from the second. Let me help you out here. When it says the word first, it refers to the table which is on the top. When it says second, it is referring to the table from where you are extracting the information. So when it says all from the first, that means all the models, all the transactions of the production data will be kept, and whichever has found a match in the second table. So that means when I'm doing a VLOOKUP from this model to this model to this table, wherever the match is found, those will be returned to you. But what happens if there are no match found? Example, if you see here, all season 15-inch is not here actually. So what happens to the one which is not matched? So let's see what's going to happen. So when I click OK, a column is going to get created, and I'll have a small icon like this. So when I click this two-headed arrow, it's going to show me the entire table has come inside and sat inside. Now you can see this icon here also. It's a table icon. It says that the entire table has come inside for you in that column. So click that two-headed arrow and you decide, would you like to take the entire table or only the specific columns of the table. So here I don't want the same model to be populated again. So I'm going to deselect it, but the material cost, the labor cost, the overhead cost, I definitely need it. And what is this checkbox at the end? It is asking, hey, when I am populating these headers for you, do you like to have something like cost data dot material cost per unit, cost data dot labor cost per unit? So that's what this word means actually. This words are what it's asking. Sometimes people would go for it because they will know from which query these columns were extracted, but if you do not want to have it, you can ideally deselect it. That doesn't create any kind of a difference, but the result will be the same. So when I click OK, I get the required columns here, but you can see here for the ones which it was not able to find the match, what will be returned to you as a result? Null. So it is if it's a VLOOKUP, you will get #n/a. The error will be coming in, but here you don't get error for the unmatched ones. Instead, you will get null. Remember, the type of join what you went for is left outer, means all the records of the left table or the top table, the production data will be presented to you, and for the matched ones you will get the answer from the second table. For the unmatched ones you will not get the answer, instead you will get the null. But there are times people will say, hey, I don't want to see these nulls, so just show me the ones which it was able to find the match. Don't display the transactions for which it was not able to find match. So there are chances where people would ask for such kind of requirement. Sometimes we will say, can I get only those which was not able to find a match in the first table from the second table? That means you're going to do a lookup from the second table to the first table. So there are a couple of choices we talk about. All these are different types of joins. So in the coming up videos, we will get into each type of join to get a better understanding. But this one is the basic and the default, which is left outer, which is similar to your VLOOKUP. It's going to go and match it, get the result if it has found a match. If not, it is going to give you a null. Okay, so we could see here we got the results here. If you want to keep the null, you can have it, or if you want to replace the null to anything else, you can do the replacements as well. All right, so that brings us to the end of this video, which is merging queries and the type of join, which is left outer join, and that's the default type of join where you're going to get all the matched details from the second table. The one which we are not able to find the match, you will get null, and that's how the left outer join behaves. So we will talk about the next type of join in the coming up video. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.